You're watching Capitol View, Sunday morning talk focused on the political scene in Arkansas.
All right, welcome back to the program. Joining me now, Representative DeAnn Vaught, Republican of Horatio, and Senator Reggie Murdock, Democrat of Marianna. I still haven't. It still hasn't registered with me, Reggie.
I've been here a long time.
Thank y'all both for being here. Let's talk about the week that has been in Arkansas government. Governor Sarah Sanders committing $30 million to some mental health and substance abuse programs in the state of Arkansas. I want to hear from both of you how that could impact your district, and maybe on a larger scale, is $30 million enough money?
It's not enough money, but it is the tip of the iceberg. It is a great step in the right direction. We've been working on this really hard for like the last 4 years, trying to figure out what we need to do and how we need to do, and we figured out we don't have enough beds in the state of Arkansas by far. But this $30 million will be great in helping, like with people that are coming out of prison, they can go to a step down. Or if they're having a mental illness issue, they can learn to step down and be brought back to communities. I'm very, very excited about this because the youth portion of this is really big. We have a lot of substance abuse with youth, and I think this is a great step in the right direction for the state of Arkansas. I've always said we could be the flagship for mental health and how we deal with it, and that is our goal in the state.
Do you think there'll be a push for some more money beyond $30 million?
I think it'll be a little bit before we can get it, but I do believe this is a step in the right direction.
All right, Senator Murdock, how about you? How does this impact your district?
Well, certainly.
What do you think about the $30 million figure?
Well, the $30 million obviously is a start. It's the start of something, or almost a culmination. I don't want to say culmination because we need much more, but as DeAnn said, Representative Vaught said, we started this many years ago in trying to advocate for this particular issue of mental health. And there's so many layers, so many from those coming out of prison, our youth, those in even in the school systems. Mm-hmm. There's so many aspects of mental health that the country is becoming more aware of. So as we become more aware, then I'm glad to see the governor and the leadership come together to make sure that we start to fund this in a way that can help make some differences. Got a long way to go, but this helps to start to bend the curve.
Another big announcement this week from Governor Sarah Sanders, $30 million, another $30 million. $30 million here, $30 million here. It started adding up after a while. To make improvements to the school for the deaf and school for the blind and visually impaired, which those resources over there, those buildings are dilapidated. That is a statewide service, so it benefits everyone. Senator Murdock, to you first, just again, $30 million, there's a suggestion that it may be more than $30 million. Mm-hmm. Is $30 million, again, a good first start, or do you think that there'll be a push for more money there too?
That's absolutely a great first start. We'll see and monitor what needs to happen in terms of more funding. But an initiative like this, it supports the whole state. All 75 counties are affected by this, and we can have citizens that can be a part of this educational institution that's needed. It'll be state of the art. So I'm so happy to see that happen, very necessary, and just so happy to see it happen.
How did it get to this condition without it being tackled earlier?
We went over there, the education committee did. I was very heartbroken by the facilities and how they looked. From what I understood was you had two different boards, and maybe the two different boards didn't see eye to eye, and because they didn't see eye to eye, I think that led to a lot of horrible collapse of those buildings over there, and because of that, we're where we're at now. But I do commend the governor. I do think it'll take more than $30 million to get it where they want it to be. But I love that they're going to save a lot of the history.
Yeah.
They're going to try to keep things separate. They're all going to have their own wings. They'll still be able to learn how they want to learn, which I think is highly important for that community of people.
You can throw a rock and hit that campus from the Capitol too.
Can.
It's pretty
well,
close.
I've said for many years, politics many times mess up serving our people as we should. And as she talked about, when you see organizations butt heads and different political views come into play, it hurts people. Hopefully, again, this could come together and be an example of what we can do together as we move forward.
Well, we've seen some heads butting in the Department of Corrections in the governor's office here, but this week, I think everybody either they gathered around a campfire and sang some kumbaya, or somebody found a peace pipe to pass around, one way or the other. two picks this week that were announced by the governor. Lana McCaslin, former prosecutor from Lonoke County, is going to take over as the chair of that board that Jamal Jones controversially chaired. Lindsay Wallace, kind of a consensus pick, the former chief of staff over there, is going to be the secretary of corrections. What do you think of those picks, and how do you see this corrections controversy playing out? I'll give you the first.
I'm very excited about both picks. Everything I've heard and read shows that they're both capable of the job. I think I love that Miss Lindsay Wallace has already been there. They know her. There's already some kind of consensus around her anyway, so there's already a built of trust. From what I understand about Miss Lana is that she's a bulldog and she's ready to go to work, and that makes me excited.
Yep.
I don't know either one, but I do hear good things about them from my colleagues and others. So prayerfully, this will be a good decision. And the real good thing is that harmoniously, it seemed like that the governor's office and the board came together, and they sung that good song, and hopefully it will work to the better for all.
Well, they still have some litigation pending, so I'm not going to say that it's over with yet, but I'm just saying this was a definite positive step in the right direction in terms of repairing some damage. Do we need more prison beds? Do y'all both agree that we need more prison beds, or should we be allocating some money to do something different?
I think we probably need more beds, but again, I think there's a lot of people in prison that have mental issues, mental behavioral health issues. They don't necessarily belong in prison, but they could be in this $30 million that we're about to start in the state.
We need more beds, but there are also, when you add more beds, some other things come with that. You got to make sure you take care of the whole component of what we're doing in our correction system. So we can't just add beds without dealing with staffing, dealing with making sure we have all those other things that make sense. So we got to look at the whole picture. But beds is an issue in certain parts of the state, but the other things must be addressed as well.
All right, I'm going to give you both I'm going to give each of you 60 seconds on one topic here. We'll start with you in Helena, Arkansas. There's been a terrible water system failure over there. Give me an update on where we are with that.
Well, it's a work in progress. Let me certainly give kudos to Governor Sanders and the whole team that's come over with rural water, et cetera, to bring their help to Helena, West Helena. There's some things we must do in the house ourselves. We must prove that we're going, as we go forward, that we're going to be responsible and we won't end up in this situation again. Part of this, and I call a spade, is because of our own doing. We have to make sure we manage, we care, and we govern as we should. So we're going to have a start over, we're going to have a do-over, but there's going to be lots of coming together. I love to see the work in the community. Many are coming together to try to make this work. It's going to be a tough situation for a long time. It won't be the last breakdown that you'll hear about, but we must stay together, come together, and most importantly, be ready for tomorrow.
All right, 60 seconds, Representative Vaught. The lithium summit took place this week. It's going to be huge potential economic benefit for South Arkansas. What's your hope for how we play this out?
So I'm very excited. I mean, we could be a world leader in this in the state of Arkansas, so it's very big for Southwest Arkansas, where a lot of industry doesn't come to because of where it's located. So I'm excited that it could be an economic boom for our area. It could bring lots of jobs to our area. I think we've also got to take into consideration, though, and keep in mind the farmers down there, the way that people like to do life in rural Arkansas, and not just overburden them with just this project. But I am very excited for what's to come.
I led a panel on that on that topic this week and was interested to find out it's not going to be like the Fayetteville shale play in terms of how it plays out, but it's also going to be different than the oil and gas boom down there too. I think it's its own animal. We'll see. All right, Representative DeAnn Vaught, Senator Reggie Murdock, thank you both for being here. Appreciate y'all, sir. All right, we're back with more after this.